Lily never expected that a 180-pound beast named Siren would become the heartbeat of her morning, but witnessing a hero being treated like a monster changed the course of their lives forever. The morning sun usually cast a golden glow over the quiet suburban driveway where Lily lived with her younger brother Jack and their wise, sharp-witted Grandma Rose, who had moved in to watch over them while their parents were away on a long overdue vacation. Every single morning, like a clockwork ritual of kindness, Lily would climb into her car to head to work, but she never drove past the local fire station without stopping for its most loyal resident, a massive 180-pound bullmastiff named Siren. For years, Siren had been the unofficial guardian of the station, sitting with a stoic, wrinkled dignity that commanded respect from every passerby, yet he always softened the moment he saw Lily's car approach. She would hop out, wrap her arms around his thick, powerful neck, and offer him a special treat, a small moment of pure connection that fueled her entire day. However, one Tuesday morning, the harmony was shattered by a sight that made Lily's blood run cold. As she pulled up, she didn't see the usual peaceful greeting. Instead, she saw a young firefighter aggressively lunging at Siren with a wooden pole, shouting insults and trying to drive the confused giant away from the bay doors. Without a second thought, Lily slammed on her brakes, swerving her car directly in front of the man to shield the cowering dog. She leaped out of the vehicle, her voice trembling with a mixture of rage and heartbreak as she screamed, "What are you doing? Look at him! Does it make you feel powerful to hurt a creature that has given his life to this station?" A crowd began to gather, drawn by the commotion as the fire chief stepped out with a cold, indifferent expression to survey the scene. Before we continue with the standoff that changed everything for Siren, if you're watching this and haven't joined our rescue family yet, I'd be so grateful if you hit that subscribe button right now. Stories like this need your voice to help them reach the world. Lily stood her ground even as the chief tried to dismiss her, his eyes lacking any spark of empathy for the loyal animal that had sat by his side for nearly a decade. The tension in the air was thick, a battle between a girl with a heart of gold and a system that had forgotten the meaning of loyalty. The fire chief sighed, crossing his arms and looking at Siren with utter disdain, telling Lily that they could settle this internally and that she should just move her car and go about her day. But Lily saw the way Siren's ears were tucked back and how his massive frame was trembling, and she knew that leaving him there was a death sentence, or worse. In a defiant roar of protectiveness, she loaded the 180-pound giant into her back seat, the suspension groaning under his weight, and drove straight to the police station to file a formal report of animal cruelty. When the fire chief was eventually summoned for questioning, he sat in the precinct with a smug attitude, explaining to the officers that Siren had reached retirement age and was no longer an asset, but rather a nuisance they simply wanted gone. Lily, sitting across the room with Grandma Rose and Jack, felt a surge of adrenaline as she jumped to her feet, her voice echoing through the station as she shouted, "So being a retired hero means you get beaten and tossed into the street? Is that how you treat your own?" The room went silent, the weight of her words hanging heavy in the air. The police sergeant looked at the paperwork, then at the bruised bullmastiff resting his heavy head on Lily's shoes, and sighed with a touch of sympathy. Lily turned to the sergeant, her eyes pleading, as she explained that she didn't trust the station to keep him safe while the investigation was pending, fearing they would retaliate against the dog for the trouble she had caused. The sergeant hesitated, glancing at his commanding officer who had been watching from the doorway, and after a brief, tense discussion, they made an unprecedented decision. Because the fire station was technically municipal property and the dog was under investigation as a victim of abuse, they granted Lily temporary emergency custody of Siren until the court reached a final verdict. As they walked out of the precinct, Siren leaned his massive weight against Lily, a silent thank you from a soul that had spent years protecting others, only to be protected himself for the very first time. Grandma Rose reached out to pat his wrinkled forehead, whispering that the house was about to get a lot more crowded, but a lot more full of love. Months passed as the legal battle raged on, but the outcome was a total victory for justice. The entire fire station crew was disbanded, the abusive staff were fired, and a brand new team was brought in under a zero-tolerance policy for animal mistreatment. During this time, Lily had filled out stack after stack of adoption papers, and the day she finally received the official certificate stating Siren was legally hers, the whole house celebrated with a steak dinner fit for a king. Siren had transformed from a rejected, fearful shadow into the undisputed ruler of the living room, his 180-pound frame taking up the entire sofa while Jack and Lily took turns cleaning the endless trails of slobber he left behind. Yet, despite his new life of luxury and safety, Siren never truly forgot the call of duty that had defined his soul for so many years. Whenever the distant, wailing cry of a fire truck, an ambulance, or a police siren echoed through the neighborhood, Siren would instantly stop whatever he was doing. His massive chest would swell, and he would let out a deep, hauntingly beautiful howl that rattled the windows. In those moments, you could see it in his soulful eyes. He wasn't just making noise, he was remembering his days of honor, perhaps believing that the world still needed his strength, and that his old team was calling him back to save the day once more. He would howl with such passion and pride, convinced that his noble days were not just a memory, but a destiny that might return at any second. Lily would walk over to him during these songs of the past, watching his wrinkled face vibrate with every note of his bellows, and she would gently press a kiss onto his massive, slobbery snout. She knew he was a hero in retirement, a titan who had found peace, but still kept the fire of service burning in his heart. If this story of loyalty and justice moved you as much as it moved us, please hit that like button and let us know in the comments, what is the most heroic thing your pet has ever done? Every interaction helps us bring more stories like Siren's to light, proving that every dog deserves a home where their past is honored and their future is safe. As the sun set, Lily sat on the floor with her head resting against Siren's golden fur, listening to the quiet rhythm of a giant who was finally home, even if he still kept one ear open for the sirens in the distance.